A place to call home, it's something we all want, right? But for millions of people, it's just completely out of reach. So today, we're going to dive deep into the Pakistan Housing Authority Foundation, or PHA Foundation, to see how one government organization is taking on this massive challenge and totally reshaping the future of housing in the country. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. First up, we'll get a handle on the sheer scale of the housing need across the nation. Then, we'll properly introduce the PHA Foundation, who they are and what they're all about. We'll look at who they're building for, how they're making this incredible leap from bricks to clicks, and, most importantly, what all of this actually means for you. Okay, so let's set the stage. Finding an affordable home isn't just a small local issue. In Pakistan, and honestly all over the world, it is a huge national challenge. And this is about so much more than just buildings, you know? It's about creating stability, fostering communities, and driving real economic progress. And that really brings us to the million-dollar question. How do you build a system that can provide affordable homes for millions of people? We're talking everyone from government workers to the general public. It's a massive, incredibly complex puzzle. Well, Pakistan's answer to that very puzzle is the organization at the heart of our explainer today, the Pakistan Housing Authority Foundation. So let's really dig in and see what makes them tick. So what exactly is the PHA Foundation? Well, in a nutshell, it's a government entity. It operates directly under the Ministry of Housing and Works, and its mission, its whole reason for being, is crystal clear: to develop and build affordable, modern housing communities all across the country. In this timeline, it really tells the story, doesn't it? The foundation got its start way back in 1999 with a pretty straightforward goal: just improve housing. You fast forward a couple of decades, and you see these massive construction projects really taking off. But the real game changer, that happens in 2025, a huge, ambitious push into digital services. And we're going to unpack that in just a moment. Okay, now this part is really key to understanding how they work. It's a bit of a hybrid. On one hand, you have their government mandate, right, to serve the public and shrink that national housing gap. But on the other hand, it's actually registered as a public company. This setup is designed to combine that public service mission with the speed and efficiency you'd expect from a private company. Kind of the best of both worlds. All right, so we know who they are, but what do they actually do on the ground? Let's take a look at their mission in action, the projects they're building, the people they serve, and the real results. Now, this is their official mission statement, and honestly, it is incredibly ambitious. The language here isn't just about, building houses. They're talking about eliminating shelterlessness and tackling that housing deficit head-on. That's a really powerful and focused goal. So who are these homes actually for? Well, you might be surprised at how broad the eligibility is. Sure, it started with a focus on government employees, but now it serves the general public and even overseas Pakistanis who are looking for a secure home back in Pakistan. And this just shows their evolution perfectly. The foundation didn't just stick to one type of housing. Nope, they've expanded from simple apartment blocks to massive high-rise towers, standalone houses, and even plots of land. They're really trying to cater to a whole range of different needs and budgets. And their work is spread out all over the country. This table gives you just a quick snapshot of their national footprint. You've got projects like PHA Residencia in Peshawar, the Kuchlak Road project in Quetta, and the impressive Mimar Towers in Karachi. They're in all the major urban centers. Okay, now for a major pivot in their story. Every organization these days has to figure out how to adapt to the digital age, right? Well, this next section is all about the PHA Foundation's massive transformation, from being a traditional builder to a modern digital service provider. The big moment really came in May of 2025. And this wasn't just a website refresh. No way. This was the official launch of a whole range of digital tools designed to completely change how people interact with the foundation. The goal? Make their services accessible to anyone, anywhere, anytime. So what does that look like in the real world? Well, say goodbye to long lines and bank drafts. Now members can pay their bills online in 5 super simple steps. You just log into the app or the website, generate a unique payment ID, think of it as a special code just for that bill. Use that on a payment platform, and you are done. You get an instant PDF receipt. It is all about making life easier. And this whole digital shift is seriously comprehensive. We're talking about mobile apps, online payment portals, a special login for members to track the status of their property, and even automated SMS reminders for payments. They've even added QR codes for paying bills on the go. It's a complete overhaul of how they serve their members.
Okay, we've covered the what and how, but now let's get to the most important part. So what? Why does any of this actually matter? In our final section, we're going to connect all the dots and look at the real-world impact of all this work.
This quote from the Minister for Housing and Works really captures the big picture here. This isn't just about using fancy tech for the sake of it. It's about using these digital tools to bring more transparency and good governance to the whole process, giving people clear, direct access to their own information. So what it all boils down to is this: a much, much better experience for the people they serve. This combination of construction and technology means it's way more accessible for folks overseas, it's easier for local residents to make payments, and there's just more transparency for absolutely everyone involved. And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. The PHA Foundation is taking a public service mission and powering it with modern, efficient technology. It really makes you wonder, could this hybrid model be the blueprint for the future of public housing, not just in Pakistan, but maybe all around the world?